places, so where does it come from? A scene that keeps playing on repeat, ignores the rule of thumb. Oh, where does it come from? Oh, where does it come from? All your emotions with your heart on your sleeve, it won't fade until you paint it black. I let it burn, you call the fire brigade, but I feel that it will come back. Oh, where does it come from? Oh, where does it come from?
Good morning, YouTube. It is Sunday, April 30th. As you just saw, I took a bath this morning. Swept a little bit because it is that time of year where our husky is blowing her coat. So between the white rug that we have and her shedding all of that fur, it's getting a little bit ridiculous. I have a cat behind me. You want to say good morning? Good morning. So this vlog is actually going up on my birthday, which is Thursday, May 4th. And I thought about filming the vlog on Thursday and just putting it up a little bit late, like on Friday or Saturday. But since we are going on a cruise this weekend for my birthday, I figured that I may as well just go ahead and film this weekend, because this coming week is going to be really busy in terms of just making sure everything's done before we leave, because we're going to be gone for a whole week. So just making sure we have everything in order. I have all of my videos uploaded and ready to go. All of my work stuff is taken care of. You know, the house is clean, all of that. So that's why you guys kind of saw me cleaning up a little bit, just trying to maintain everything. So it is actually 60 degrees outside right now, which is very rare for end of April, early May. I think this might be one of the last days where it's actually kind of chilly outside. So I do want to spend some time outdoors with my laptop, you know, just doing some stuff. I really like to go for a run outside as well. So it's really just going to be kind of a lazy Sunday, just prepping for the week. I know I need to do laundry. I already unloaded the dishwasher and kind of swept up around the house, but laundry's on my to-do list. I need to make a to-do list for this whole week on a, you know, a daily basis, so that way I can make sure I get everything done before we leave. But I'm really looking forward to this vacation. I think it's going to be really fun, and we have some really fun excursions planned. So we are going scuba diving in Cozumel, which is on Monday, and then on Tuesday we'll be in Progreso, and we're doing this kind of like beach buggy ATV excursion, and then we're also going to look at some Mayan ruins and just kind of walk around Progreso. So I'm really looking forward to this cruise. And I guess when this video goes up, it'll be, like I said, my birthday on Thursday. So I will be leaving on a cruise Saturday afternoon. Pretty nuts. Cannot even believe how beautiful it is outside. I want to go for an even longer run, but I've got some other stuff I need to do, but I'm going to try to do it outside because it's beautiful. Well, hello, are you waiting for me? Hello. Nutters. So we are going to take advantage of this beautiful weather and go to the Fernland? Why am I saying Fernland? Fernland Historical Park and Museum and Memory Garden. It's free, it's 12 minutes from our house. We had no idea that this even existed. So that is what we are going to go to right now. Okay, we made it to the Fernland Historical Park thing. That's what it's called. It's pretty cool. We got some old stuff. Can we look at that one?
I can hear the silence as I'm walking by. Everyone's so quiet. I know the reason why. I'm not gonna hide it. I'm not gonna lie. what you got yourself into.
This is so cool. They have a literacy garden, and so I'm definitely gonna come back here. They have a little free library. So definitely come back here and I'll bring one of my books or a couple of my books and put them in there. This is so cool. It makes me want to cry. I love that. Look at that. You read it and then you return it.
You better turn up. You better be.
Alrighty, we are home now. I changed and kind of fixed my hair and makeup so that I could film my YouTube video for next Monday. So that is done, and I am now working on just getting that edited and uploaded before I leave for the cruise. But I wanted to show you guys something that I got at the antique store. And it's this really old book. It's The Mill on the Floss by George Eliot. And let me see if I can find the year on here, but it was like published in the 1800s. Yep, February 27th, 1892. So you can see it's, you know, it's really old. The binding's sort of falling apart, but it's a very old book. So I absolutely love just antiques in general, and especially old looking books. So I'm definitely going to go back to that antique store, and I might just start collecting these and, you know, have a separate space on my bookshelf or create a whole new shelf where I can kind of showcase some really old books. But I just think it's so cool that, you know, hundreds of years ago, books were still being published and printed and bound. I mean, that's a really cool thing to know that we as writers, it's kind of carrying on a legacy or sort of like a tradition of just storytelling. And it's amazing now to see what cover art looks like and how our words have evolved, although I don't really think the wording has evolved. I think we've actually gotten lazier in our speaking. I mean, I started reading this, I read the first line and I was like, whoa, because it just is so different from what you would read nowadays in another book. The first sentence says, "A wide plain where the broadening Floss hurries on between its green banks to the sea, and the loving tide, rushing to meet it, checks its passage with an impetuous embrace." Don't think I've ever read a first line like that in any recent book. So this is really cool. I will definitely be going back to that antique store and hopefully picking up more of these books. You probably saw in the last clip as well that Jonathan got some comics. He got an X-Men one, and then I can't remember what the other one was. But when I was little, I used to love Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse. I still do. Some of my favorite cartoon characters growing up, besides Belle from Beauty and the Beast. But I decided to go ahead and buy this comic, and I'm trying to find the date on this one. So this one was from 1986, which is pretty cool, just 2 years before I was born. So I thought this was really neat just to have an old comic like this. And while we were antique shopping, it just really, I don't know, I just started thinking about how amazing it is when you think of humankind in general and just how far we've come, and also how scary it is that we're so dependent on technology. Like, this was your form of entertainment. You know, I want to say back in the day, that sounds so old, but this really was, it was your form of entertainment. You didn't have TVs, or at least, you know, color TVs. You didn't have internet. Bluetooth did not exist. Like, I grew up in the time where we had AOL and there was the dial-up modem, and it was like, near, near, near. I'll never get that sound out of my head. For as long as I live, I will always remember connecting through AOL to get online. And if anyone picked up the house phone, because yes, we had house phones back then. It wasn't even that long ago, but it feels like so long ago with how far we've come. But if anyone picked up that house phone, the whole thing would just drop. Like, it would just completely, your connection would cut out and you have to wait till the person was off the phone. So just, it's really funny. But when I go to antique shops, it just reminds me of my childhood. It reminds me of how simple things were and how happy I was. And it's just a good reminder to not get so bogged down with all the little stuff. I mean, we are glued to our cell phones and just to screens in general. And I really do believe that the obsession with cell phones and technology is pretty unhealthy, especially in our youth and generations who are younger than me. It's kind of scary to see, young kids with cell phones and they're sitting there on Snapchat. And technology is great, and being able to be a part of a community and to interact with people online is a wonderful thing. But you also have to know when it's time to put it down and to unplug and kind of go off the grid a little bit, like Ron Swanson style. Put a little tree emoji down below if you also watch Parks and Recreation, because that is my all-time favorite show ever. I could watch it every single day and it will never grow old. Never ever. But today was just really nice because we enjoyed the beautiful weather. We were outside, and yes, I had my camera with me because I wanted to vlog, but I really didn't go on my phone, and we just walked around that beautiful park and kind of took in that scenery. We found that little free library, and then we went and walked in the more historical part of town and went to a really nice restaurant, and which we didn't even know was there. It's like 12 minutes down the road and we didn't even know it existed. So that was really good. And we also found that antique shop, and there's just a bunch of other fun stuff. So it was nice. I feel like I kind of went back in time a little bit, and I just didn't feel the need to look at my phone or to check my email or go on Twitter or go on Instagram. So I think now in this day and age, it is necessary to unplug and unwind. If you can manage it for at least a day, I would say do that. But if you can manage it for 4 or 5 days, if your business doesn't depend on being online or it's not dependent on that, if you can take a break from it, I say do it. That is one thing I am looking forward to for this cruise, is that I literally will be in the middle of the ocean, so I will not have any cell reception. And just with how much I'm in front of screens, like, I love interacting with everyone, and I really do. I wouldn't change it for the world. I am forever grateful for this platform and this community. But sometimes you do just need a break. Mentally, you need a break. And I want to be outdoors, and I want to be scuba diving, and I want to be riding these ATVs and these beach buggies and hiking around Mexico and seeing some Mayan ruins. Like, I want to adventure. I want to explore. That's where my heart and soul has always been. I love going to new places and adventuring. And, I built my business, and a lot of that is online. And that's totally great. But the problem with it being online is that you're always available, and you can always check it. Like, you are never off, if that makes sense. You never really go offline. So you have to make sure you take time for yourself and put breaks in your schedule to go offline and to go off the grid for a little while. So kind of a strange little chat for today, but I hope you guys enjoy that. And if you find yourself behind a screen a lot, especially for work, I know a lot of people work, behind a computer screen. And then especially as a writer, if you go home and then you start writing, or if you make YouTube videos or you do anything else that's on the computer, you spend a lot of time around screens. And sometimes we need to get away from the screens and just go enjoy life as I think it was meant to be lived. And that's to take everything in around you with your own eyes and not through a screen. So I know I mentioned in one of my vlogs, I think it was last week's vlog, honestly I can't even remember anymore, but I did talk about how I did order some more inspirational type self-help, like #girlboss books, and so they've come in the mail, and I want to kind of share some of the ones I've gotten with you guys. Now I will tell you 2 of these I had gotten a little while ago, but I've never really talked about them on here, so I've already read them. But the first one is the author of Eat, Pray, Love, and it's Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. It's a book all about creative living beyond fear. I really enjoyed this book. I read it, I think, within 4 days. It was a really quick read, really easy read. But the concepts, or the way that Elizabeth Gilbert portrays ideas coming to you, and if you don't grasp them, then the idea is free to go to someone else to write about or to do whatever that person wants to do with it, was really just intriguing for me, and I really loved learning more about that. I would highly recommend this book if you are a writer, or you're someone who's kind of struggling with creativity. Maybe you're scared, or you have some sort of fears or doubts. I think this book will help you kind of unlock unlock those fears and get over them, get over any hurdles that you may be facing. The next book I got is Style Your Mind by Kara Alwill-Leyba. I think I have talked about Kara in some of my vlogs before. She is the creator, founder, CEO of the Champagne Diet, and she has, I think, 4 or 5 other books that she's published, and this one is more of like a workbook. But Kara is a life coach, or she has a life coach certification, and she's just all about living your most effervescent, amazing, beautiful life and just really taking care of yourself. She focuses a lot on self-care, and so she's put together, you know, from her life coaching experience and her certification, she's put together this amazing workbook to kind of help you through maybe some roadblocks you may be facing, or to really create your champagne life, or to create your most bubbly, most amazing, just most perfect life. So Kara is someone that I follow religiously. I'll make sure to leave her information, like her Snapchat and her Instagram accounts, down below, as well as her website, so you guys can check it out. But I have already started writing in this, and I have found it to be so incredibly helpful. I just have so much clarity on a lot of things that I was really confused about. So this has been a wonderful, wonderful tool. I've had it for a couple of weeks now, and she's also a self-published author, so I'm just all about supporting self-published authors. And I'm actually thinking I may start doing an indie author spotlight every month. So just to make a separate video or include it in one of my vlogs where I'll kind of highlight an indie author and a book of theirs that I've read that I really enjoy, because I think it's so important to support each other and to build each other up and just get the word out there about our books. You know, we don't have traditional publishers and that marketing team behind us. You know, a lot of us are doing this completely on our own. So I really want to show my support for self-published authors, because I know there are a lot of amazing books and stories out there, and I want to read them, and I want to tell you guys about them so that we can all support everyone together. It's just a happy, loving, supportive community. So I would highly recommend picking up Style Your Mind. The other book I read by Kara is Girl Code. That book is awesome. Highly, highly recommend it. Again, I will leave the information for this linked in the description box below. And if you guys like the idea of me doing an indie author spotlight every month, please like this video. You know, leave a comment down below. Just let me know that that's something that you would be interested in, because I just think it's a really great idea, and I want to highlight the amazing authors out there that may not be getting as much promotion or marketing as maybe a traditionally published author would. And the next book I just got is You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen, I want to say it's Sincero or Sincero. Again, I don't know how to say her name. I found this one at Target, and it's actually a signed copy, which is so cool. I think about 6 or 7 months ago, I read the original You Are a Badass book, and it really did change my life. I still go back and reread certain passages, especially when I'm having days where I'm feeling kind of down or lost, confused, cluttered. I feel like I can always find a chapter in her book to just read, and it sort of, you know, the light bulb comes on and I'm able to get out of whatever funk or mood I'm in. This is all about mastering the mindset of wealth. I really loved her first book, so I wanted to pick up this one and see what advice she had to offer. So I know it still looks super light outside, and that's because we're heading into summer. It's actually like 7:15 right now, and it's still, you know, the sun's still up, which I'm not used to. But we have not eaten dinner yet, and so I think I'm gonna go ahead and head into the kitchen and make some dinner. But I have a feeling this vlog might be getting to be a little bit long. I'm not sure. I always try to keep them underneath 20 minutes, or more around like anywhere from 11 to 16 minutes. I feel like that's a good vlog length. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do that. I would love to have you as a subscriber, and I will see you soon, in like a week. Okay, bye guys.